Can you tell me why this aquascape was planned?
Yes, of course. We decided to prepare this aquascape in EmperorTropicals because of the shop has been awarded for 3 years in a row as the best aquatic plants retailer shop in the UK. And so we thought it was reason enough to show to people how an aquascape is done and how it's prepared from scratch, and trying to promote the hobby, a hobby that we all love, especially all the employees in the shop. And we have the opportunity to do it during 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and having the chance to answer all the questions for the visitors, which obviously they were focused in all the elements that we have now in this aquarium that is looking stunning. We are very happy with it.
Can you tell me about this aquascape?
Sure. And we prepared this aquascape between 3 people. 2 of them are employees of EmperorTropicals, Hele and Lexi, who finished in the 3rd position in the UCAS contest, Aquascaping contest 2016, and with me too. And the idea of this aquascape really was to prepare a kind of subaquatic forest in which we had a few blocks, essentially 2 blocks, the left side, the right side, using talawa wood to represent dead trees, and employing the plants in the background to represent the wild nature and all the trees that are seen in the distance. The 2 blocks are thought in different dimensions. It's very important in any aquascape to avoid symmetry. So what we have done is essentially follow the 2/3 rule, in which we have a 2/3 block in this area, 1/3 block here, and then trying to present some proportions in a way that increments the feeling of depth within the aquarium. Even if it seems different, this aquarium has only 40 centimeters depth, which is shallow in comparison to the image that you get when you observe it within the room. It seems much deeper, and that's having achieved by putting huge elements, this branch here, another branch here, just in the front plane, and trying to put other smaller elements in the background, which creates this sensation that the things are farther than they really are. And obviously we play around also with the plants to create exactly the same effect.
Can you tell me about the equipment used in the setup?
Of course. Well, the best thing to say about the equipment is that we have been working on this stunning Ciano Emotions Pro 120. It's 223 liters. We are very happy with this aquarium. The glass is marvelous. It's very well finished and it looks neat. It's very good also for aquascaping because of gives you a very good panoramic view of the aquarium. That is one of the elements that is becoming this aquascape a success, is because of that. And additionally, we have decided to put max spec Razor F115 lights, which are amazing. You can program the colors and the intensity. Just to make you an idea, right now the power of the lightning is just by half, so they are really powerful. You can monitor the light that you want to use, and considering, for instance, that we have planned some carpeting plants, having the right intensity and light spectrum is very important, so we are very happy with it. On top of that, we have also a Fluval FX4 filter, which is very powerful, and well, this aquarium was set yesterday, and you can see now the water is crystal clear in less than 1 day, so the filter is amazing. And we have used also for the lily pipes and the CO2 sector Yamadori elements of stainless. They are new in the market, and they have the advantage that they are very easy to maintain. You can dismount them and clean them inside, which is a different respect to the glassware. And also they are much starched, they will not break so easily. So it's equipment that can last for a life easily. We are very happy with that.
Can you talk to me about the substrate used within the aquascape?
Yes, the substrate system that we have used consists in a few parts. Obviously now you see only 2, which is the gravel, Unipack Nordic gravel. It's a stunning gravel, we really like it. It's not so thin as sand, it's a bit thicker, but helps to bring the sensation of being a natural environment. And the other element that you see from the soil here is precisely the premium soil from Oliver Knott that we have used to grow the plants. It's a very specific soil for growing aquatic plants. Everything is thought to ensure that the roots grow well, the plants receive the right amount of nutrients, and they don't struggle to grow well. But the part that you don't see is the Sikkim Floris onyx that we put as a base in the full aquarium. And the origin of that is because of onyx is perfect to long-term maintenance in terms of they release substantial amounts of iron and other microelements that the plants need to grow well, and that ensures that this aquascape can last easily for a few years with no problems with the right maintenance. Yeah.
Could you tell me more about the planting system and the plants in particular that you used?
Yes, we decided at the end to mix a few different types of plants to precisely create this sensation of a forest in which you can find different types of plants, not just a single type. And we also wanted to use stem plants because of it's like many of the current aquascapes that we see, they don't have them. And we really believe that the stem plants can bring colors and shapes that are stunning, and it's worth to have them. We decided to acquire all the plants from Dennerley, and they are amazing plants and the quality is fantastic. They are probably one of the brands with more variety of species in the market, which is very positive, and they have also some of the more rarest species of aquatic plants. Some of them are now here in this tank, I will detail later. More specifically, we decided to go for Rotala walichi. It's a very nice stem plant, which color is red. And we opted also for Mayaka, which is green. The shape is quite similar to the Rotala walichi, but with the advantage of being more bushy, let's say, and it will grow quite well in the background and will create more perspective. We will need to play with the trimming to ensure that we keep the shapes that we are looking for, but once the plants start to grow, they will nicely fill the background, which is our intention. Apart from that, in the mid-ground, we opted also for more red plants. We love those plants, and especially we opted for Luigia glandulosa that we put there, and that corner too, and there too. Also Luigia mini super red, which is a lovely plant. It's very similar to Luigia glandulosa, but the leaves are much smaller, gets less height, and has a very nice red color once it grows well. And also Hygrophila pinnatifida, which is a very adaptive plant. You can use it in many contests. I put them into the trees that we were looking for, and also into the ground, into the soil, and the plants grow well even if you put it over the rocks. That is not an issue. Additionally, we use some carpeting plants, Monte Carlo, Marsilia hirsuta, which will create a full carpet in all this area. We want it also for Elantium tenellum, which is a grass-like plant, just in a few spots. And we included also Pogostemon alferi, which is just in the front, in some of the areas. And we use it also some other of the new species from Dennerley, mainly Anubias pangolino, which is there. It's very rare. It's a plant that is just brand new, but is becoming popular very fast. Also Bucephalandra's mini needle leaf, which is also relatively new. It's probably 1 year ago when appearing to the market, and they are very slow growing plants, but they get very good shapes once you allow them a few months to grow within their tank. Yeah.
How are you expecting it to establish itself?
Well, the first stages of the aquariums are going to be focused really into ensure that the carpeting happens. So our plan is not to include fishes at this moment. We just focus in growing the plants, which allows you to increment your CO2 inputs into the aquarium. That is important. And The carpeting will be produced probably in around 1 month, 2 months, as much. Monte Carlo grows very easily, so we are expecting to cover well all the spaces that we see now. And the other plants, which are the background plants, for instance, they will grow faster, so we will need to do some trim, probably in 3-4 weeks as much. And the other plants, which is the Grophila pinnatifida, and also Postemonophyri, Elantium tenerus, etc. All of those are less, they grow not so fast, and we were expecting them to mature within about 3 months. Will be looking quite nice. The aquarium will be totally complete, I think, the aquascape in that period, in about 3 months, is when probably the looking will be the perfect situation that you really want to get, and we will try to keep it like that for the following months by maintenance. Yeah.
Are you happy with the result, and did you learn anything?
Well, yes. One of the things that we learn is that well, playing with Talawa wood, which is the one that we have used, is a bit tricky, and the best practice to work with it is to soak the wood in advance for a few weeks, if possible, to avoid any kind of buoyancy. We did that, but we also managed to use some new techniques to ensure that the wood was sticking in place. You will notice that many live aquascapes using boots is not very common, and it's precisely because of the difficulties of the buoyancy, but we have sorted out that this time. And other learnings that we have got out of it is precisely that the way in which we have created this shape, okay? It seems like we are using a lot of rocks, but actually there are not so many rocks into the aquascape, which is something that is very interesting because of we have learned to do this assemble of the different elements, so the visible rocks and the forest on top of it, they really create just a single unit, so it's not like specific divisions, and we are very happy with that. So the outcome of the aquascape was very nice. It's very good.
It was very busy the weekend, and it was very successful for EmperorTropicals. How do you believe the aquascaping community, locally, nationally, within the UK, integrates with the world?
Well, I think the aquascaping is a hobby that needs to be promoted through the shops, really. And EmperorTropicals is doing a good job into that sense. This is the second year that they organize workshops in the shop to promote it. And every time that we have done it, it's bringing a lot of people, which means that there is a lot of interest into it. In UK and inside the international community, there is not much participation in the contest so far, but we believe it's coming by the fact that the hobby is relatively new and needs some time until people really learn about how to do this kind of aquascapes. Support of brands and support from the shops is fundamental and critical to ensure that aquascaping becomes a strong community within UK, which probably has one of the better substrates in terms of community, because of aquariums are very popular in UK for many years, many decades, and people love them. Every time that you publish something about aquascaping, people get really engaged into it. So it's just a matter of time, but obviously they need support